How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Welcome to the first episode of Dungeons and Downloads. We can ditch the music now. Turn that right off. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the first episode of our podcast. We're going to be talking a lot about tabletop RPGs. Today is mostly centered around E3, but tabletop stuff, video game stuff. Could be a
Big
good time.
old E3.
Yeah. So I guess a little bit about us, because this is episode number 1. Just a dude who used to stream, and now I stream D&D. I don't really.
You stream you stream once every other week.
Yeah, once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
I will do the stream thing, but for the most part now I just stream D&D with Cal, and we thought, hey,
Let's do a podcast.
What do you stream all the time?
Everything. Currently playing through some Chrono Trigger, doing some video games, speedrun sometimes, on most days.
I'm just posting this channel right now so that we get all the views from all of our channels.
Yeah. This is where we'll be doing the podcast.
Yeah. And we are currently streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So if we don't get to your message, it's because there's like 4 chats. 3.
If we don't get to your message, I blame Rufus.
Yeah, you can blame me. That's fine. Okay. So I guess now that we have introductions out of the way, E3.
It's a thing.
It's a thing that happened. I guess give an overview of what we're going to go over. I personally didn't see Bandai, but Al kind of filled me in a little bit on it. We'll talk maybe a little bit about it at the end, but there wasn't really a lot to go over for Bandai.
Yeah, I mean, they focused on one game, and we'll go over that more. But yeah, they just did one game.
So we got the other big guys, though. We got Ubisoft, Xbox, and Bethesda, Square, Intellivision, Mythical Games, and
Xbox / Bethesda, because they're now one company.
Yes. Which that was a lopsided presentation where it was like 90% Xbox, like one thing Bethesda. But
well, but I guess so. Like you have the entire Xbox umbrella, and then you have Bethesda.
Bethesda. So I guess let's just jump right into the Ubisoft keynote. I know you really wanted to touch on Rainbow Six.
So yeah, we had Rainbow Six Extraction. Looks like a really cool game. So Rainbow Six Quarantine, I believe, was the title. So that was its original title. And Rainbow Six Quarantine was also like a small mode in Siege. They did a PvE event that they were going to make, do that every once in a while. And they decided to make it a game. So it's PvE Rainbow Six Siege against zombies.
Yeah, it's like co-op up to 3 players. I believe there's 12 maps, and it said they're procedurally generated, but I don't really understand how that works. Like you either have 12 maps or you have a whole bunch of maps because they're procedurally generated.
I mean, procedurally generated maps are just chunks of maps like that you can swap in and out. Yeah, like procedurally generated, I believe what they're saying is like they have a large potential of pieces of a map. You're going to probably play it enough where you're going to say, oh, well, this is this hallway. And then you'll know exactly where to go.
So kind of what they mean is like they have the church, the school, the bus, but like it's a procedurally generated bus.
Diablo 3 was procedurally generated, but you knew, okay, this is this part of this map, so I should probably go this way, or like all of those games. Also, like Returnal was a new game just released, also procedurally-ish generated, I think.
Okay.
But that's going to be coming to us actually pretty shortly, right?
Yeah,
September 16th?
September 16th, and it's coming on all the Xboxes, all the PlayStations, the PC, and Stadia. I don't think now's the time to talk about Stadia as a whole, but
let's just release everything to Stadia right now.
They got a game.
The really cool thing is it's semi-hardcore. If you are in a map with an operator or an operative and the operative dies, you then can rescue. You can't play that operative until you rescue it in the next map. And the way
Okay.
it works is with some weird phasing.
Yeah.
So Sledge is an operative. If your Sledge died,
Yeah.
let's say, and then you go in to rescue the Sledge, the other person might be rescuing another operative. Even though they're the same person that you're picking up, it's a different operative per person. So it does like a weird phasing thing where you're picking up Sledge, but the other person's actually picking up. I don't think Ash is actually a playable character, but
Yeah.
Ash, let's say.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Oh, and there's
Right, and it
also
kind of
there's some procedurally generated challenges too.
yeah.
That's kind of cool. And I guess that's kind of what you're talking
Also,
about.
I was looking a little bit deeper at it, and health actually stays through maps. So
Okay.
if you end a map off with 4 health, and then you start up another one with the same operative, they would be at 4 health. Now you can regain health if you switch operatives, so you kind
Yeah.
of want to switch. But if you're like, I really just want to play this one operative, let's go in with 4 health and see what happens. You could totally do that.
Okay. Should we take a look at like the first minute? They have like a gameplay thing, I think.
Sure.
I think it is. It says, okay, that's a cinematic trailer. This is gameplay deep dive reveal. Like, let's take a quick look.
Yeah,
at
there
this.
was like a map. They showed a map.
Yeah,
Some
okay.
of a map off.
Let's take a little bit of a look at this.
Something about a map.
So far I'm not seeing a lot of gameplay. This is cinematic, but
Welcome to
oh, cool. It was only
Yeah,
the
like-
first
like
4
most.
seconds.
The new tactical
Yeah.
co-op shooter game
Kinda like goes
where Rainbow
into
Six
it and then it-
operators
yeah.
are dropped
Yeah.
into alien territory.
Okay. I didn't
Like
realize.
you saw that the guy was carrying someone on his back. That's the operative that went down that they're carrying out.
Okay, I didn't realize it was an alien game.
Yeah, so it's like Alien, but zombie and Alien
Yeah.
and less xenomorph Alien from the movies, more zombie from other things.
Yeah, it's kind of got like that Killing Floor kind of vibe of like the waves.
Yeah,
Kinda?
actually, Killing Floor would be a pretty good way to describe it.
Okay. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So the idea is just to kind of like, I guess I've already mentioned that
So-
it's got like procedurally generated challenges, but like you gotta like do the challenge during the waves kind of thing.
So there are multiple floors that you can go down. So the first floor is your easiest.
Yeah.
And like this challenge they're doing is they have to stealth kill a certain amount to get like samples for
okay.
study.
Yeah.
And then the next floor I think was I forget what it was exactly, but I believe it could just be like survive or a kill a certain amount or a kill a certain type.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the next floor was stealth kills. This one you actually had to go up to the nests and plant something on them. That
Oh,
was this
okay.
channel. The next floor you had to this floor. Next floor you had to stealth kill. And in between each floor there's like a airlock area, which doesn't, I don't think it fully refills your health and ammo,
Yeah.
but it does give you some supplies. Right there they were, so each of the aliens drop stuff on the ground,
Oh, okay.
and it slows you down and speeds them up.
Oh. So you don't want to.
You're supposed to do that. Yeah.
Okay. That's really.
It is
cool.
also on the Rainbow Six Siege engine as far as I know, and you can just blow things up. Like walls.
Okay.
You saw him shoot through a wall because he saw there's an operative called Pulse that can do like a heartbeat sensor, which can also heartbeat the aliens, and you can just shoot through a wall.
Okay. Now is that going to be like a game that you buy, or is that going to be like a free to play kind of thing? I'm assuming you're probably going to have to buy
I believe
it.
it's a game you have to buy. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure you have to purchase it. It's not like if you have Siege, you get it.
Yeah. So taking like a full like 360 turn from that, we've got it's Riders Republic.
You were saying this looked kind of cool.
So this is like, there was like a few things at E3, and I'll point them out as we go, that I think are either going to do amazing or they're going to do absolutely terrible. And there's not going to be any in between. And Riders Republic is one of them, because I've never heard anybody say that they want an extreme sport MMO.
I mean, just because you never heard it doesn't mean it shouldn't exist, right?
I mean, there could be a very silent majority of people who want it. There could be people who want this more than everybody else wants games.
It's true.
But it's coming
Skate
out.
3, let's go.
It's coming out on September 2nd. And the thing about this is, like I said, it's an extreme sport MMO. So it's like BMX biking and like skiing. I think they had
It's
some.
like
They
if
had,
Forza Horizons was an MMO,
kinda, yeah. It's got
except
wingsuiting.
with extreme sports.
Same idea though.
Wasn't there an extreme sports MMO-ish game that came? I forget. It was like you were on a Steep. Wasn't Steep a?
I don't think I've ever heard of Steep. I don't think I've.
I'm gonna look this up while you keep talking about.
But so this MMO, it's gonna have like instant events where like just like I can't stop laughing about it because like I said, I don't
instant events.
Like, nobody
That could be great.
Nobody asked for this. I honestly don't think anybody asked for it, but there's gonna be instance events of like 50 people racing on a bike, or like having trick battles like 6v6.
Okay, so Steep was an online multiplayer extreme sports game.
Yeah.
That was centered around the Alps or one of the mountains in the Alps.
Okay.
And you had like, I don't think there were any random events, but you could like start a wingsuit race or a downhill ski race with a bunch of people. And you were on this giant mountain with other people who were, I don't remember if it's in a lobby or if it's just like it's on a server.
Yeah.
So this thing partially already existed. They just don't have the, random events, and it's not like this is a summertime game, right? This isn't winter.
It's got winter
sports.
Stuff. It's got snowboarding.
Okay.
It's got both. It's got biking and snowboarding and wingsuiting.
So it's got everything, is what you're telling me. So this is going to be a 9 out of 10 right out of the gate.
Totally. And I'm pretty sure somewhere in the trailer for it, there's a dude where his bike is like an ice cream bike. Like he's got like the cooler on it. I'm pretty sure that was a thing. But that's coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Stadia, and Amazon Luna. This is the first game I've heard announced for it. I don't know. I'm assuming it's their streaming platform, like similar to Stadia.
It is. I actually saw that the other day and I was like, that looks interesting. I didn't look too much into it. They have a controller specifically for it that looks like a controller, but it has the Luna symbol and is made for Luna, apparently.
So you want to know the coolest thing about this game?
What is the coolest thing?
Cross play and cross save.
Oh, so you could play it on the Xbox One, save, and then play that same save on Google Stadia, which everyone obviously is using.
If you hate yourself, you somehow have a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series S and an Amazon Luna and a Stadia and a PC, you don't have to worry about having the ice cream bike on one and not the other. Well, I mean, who's gonna buy that game 5 times? Like, let's be real.
Very crazy people.
Who's gonna? I mean, theoretically, it's probably
okay. So what if you were playing at your house and then you went to your friend's house and you wanted to load up your save because it had all your cool stuff on it, but they have a PS5 and you have an Xbox Series X?
That could be okay. And I guess the other
thing that's like the only actual application I can think of.
The other thing I'm forgetting too is that this is probably a monthly subscription where you don't buy the game. So like,
it could be.
You have a PlayStation.
I can see that.
And your brother's just being a dingus and wants to finish Kingdom Hearts, but he has an Xbox in his room. You could go play it there. There's also that use case too.
That is true.
But it's quite the thing. It's I don't really have anything else to say about it. That's kind of all I got for that one. The next one we have on the docket though is Mario plus Rabbids. I did not
So I'm going to be
go
honest
ahead.
Out of the gate. Yeah. I didn't play a lot of the first one, though I thought it was a cool game. I just never really got too into it.
So I played a lot of the first one.
Okay.
I did play a lot of the first one, and my problem with the second one, and the reason why we're not going to talk about it for a very long time, is it's the same game. They're doing the Call of Duty thing.
Hey, if it's not broke, why fix it?
Well, the thing is
you
that
don't know if they're going to have new enemy types, maybe some power-ups.
So did you buy Rabbids?
Yeah,
Did you buy it at full price?
I don't remember.
You probably didn't because nobody bought that game at full price. It went on sale for 50% off
Well, it's
all the
because
time.
it was an XCOM style Mario game.
I mean, the problem I had with it was like they started this story, right? They started this like campaign story mode. And then like as soon as the gameplay started, it was over. Like they just did not come back to that at all. And I didn't feel that the enemy types had enough variety to keep me playing. Like I probably played half or 3/4 of that game, but the reason I stopped was because I was like, wait, this is just the same thing over and over and over again. And there's like, at least in like
I guess at
XCOM,
least XCOM has a story, but I mean, they focused on the gameplay, right? They wanted you to, because they changed, like they added new enemies and stuff. They made it so you had to think
I mean,
in the first one as well. Like
they did.
it was cool. But there wasn't any story with it. But do you really think there's going to be story in a Mario, like a
No,
Mario Rabbids
but
game?
here's what I would have liked. Here's what I would have liked to see. In XCOM, you get a whole bunch of different units. In Mario
And you get a
Rabbids,
base.
yeah, in Rabbids you get like 4. And in XCOM, you can
Sure.
say if a unit dies, it's gone forever, and it forces you to do strategy things. This game just didn't have any of that. It was like XCOM Lite, so like it was like the the budget version of XCOM.
What do you expect from that, Lo? I feel like that's what I mean. That's what I got. That's what I went into it expecting was it would be XCOM Lite because it's Nintendo XCOM.
I mean, I feel like if you're gonna do a second one, you maybe double down on it and do it.
Do you really want to watch a rabbit just die forever?
I don't know if I want to watch a rabbit.
It's terrible. Oh wow, hit hard.
Uh,
You know what they should have done, which you know what IP they haven't touched on in River that they really should is Raymond, but you know that's another talk.
He never existed.
You know what was a great game? Raymond for the N64.
That was a very good game. And
Me
as
too.
soon as I got like the Rabbids like the center of it.
It was sad. Also, a good game was the 2D Raymonds that were released later on. But I digress.
Yes. On to our next topic, which we didn't allot a lot of time for because they didn't show a whole lot of it, is Avatar.
The Last Airbender?
No, the James Cameron movie that everyone has forgot about by now is getting a game. The box office massive hit film from 12 years ago is finally getting a video game.
They got to film that all the mocap in full 3D, right?
I mean, like,
that's how that works.
I don't get it. So you make a movie in 2009, and it's like the best-selling movie of like that decade. I don't know if Avatar is the best-selling movie of all time, but it's close.
It's not. I think it got. I forget
it's
what
up.
movie
It's up there. It's like
usurped it, but I'm pretty sure it's been usurped.
It's up there. But why wait 12 years to make a game? Like who cares?
Look. We all know that licensed games are hell. So probably somewhere there were studios fighting over who gets the right to Avatar, the video game. Someone won years later.
Did Ubisoft
won it? Years
sure
later, we're like, do we really want this anymore?
Are you sure they won? I think they drew the short straw.
They lost.
I think they lost. I think everyone paid to not have to do it, and James Cameron stood up and he's
Avatar
like, "Someone's
2
making
gonna
this
be
game."
Is Avatar 2 going to be a thing? Are they making a second Avatar?
I don't know. We'll see how the game goes, I guess. If the game goes well, we'll make a movie.
I don't know. Why do I think I heard? It's probably just like some random Reddit thread about a second Avatar being made.
You know
probably
what, though?
not actually real.
I guarantee whoever is in the market for Avatar, the game, also probably has an Amazon Luna because that's what it's coming out on. It's coming out on other things too.
Avatar 2 is legitimately a thing. This is why this is happening.
Amazon Luna. It's coming out for Amazon Luna. Like,
I mean,
it must just be easily portable.
2022 December 16th is the release date of Avatar 2. This is why they're doing it. They're getting hype for Avatar series. Man. This makes sense. This makes sense now.
It
They're
does,
going to
except
shoot to release it before Avatar 2 to get hype
and
for Avatar
they're
2.
definitely shooting because the game has no release date. It might not come out till
Yeah.
after the movie.
Hey, that's fine. Then you get post hype and people will go see Avatar 2 afterwards, or maybe a second time, because the first one gives so much insight to the second one.
Ah, yes. But I feel like we should bring this back to like something that people care about. We went off the rails there with Rabbids and Avatar, but
We
now
always do.
now that we're back on track. Okay. The year is 2021. It's been 25 years.
It is.
25 years since Bethesda decided to make a new universe/IP.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
25 years. Like I don't think there's many other companies who've gone 25 years without a new
That
IP.
speaks a lot to their current IPs, though. I feel that speaks more to their current IPs than anything else. That it can last for 25 years and still make a lot of money off of the same IPs.
I mean that's a thing. That is a thing.
But Starfield, that's what we're talking about.
Starfield is what we're talking about. It's set in space.
As everyone expected, because it's called Starfield. We hoped.
I'm going to be a little bit honest. This type of game isn't really for me. Like Elder Scrolls
intrigued.
like, are kind of okay, and like Fallout.
Are
is
you
kind
making
of
the
okay.
bold claim that you didn't like Elder Scrolls Skyrim?
I'm going to make the
As
bold
much
claim that
as
it
should?
I'm going to make the bold claim that I played it for 20 minutes.
Can I remove you from the podcast?
It wasn't so much I didn't like
No,
things.
it's fine.
It was
It's fine.
It was
Having bad
definitely-
opinions are fine.
It was definitely I had a really shitty graphics card, and
You need Okay, so like it's Skyrim. You should be able to run that in a pretty bad graphics card.
you can, but it doesn't look good.
Okay.
So
Did you play Skyrim for looks?
I mean, kinda. It looks beautiful when you play it with a good graphics card. Everyone told me how
With
great
mods.
it looked.
You would need to add mods to actually make it look good.
But
speaking of Skyrim, apparently there's hints to the Elder Scrolls 6's location in Starfield trailer and whatnot.
oh really? Maybe we should take a look a little bit at that trailer,
I think we should.
because if I'm being completely honest, like I said, this game's not like 100% me, but like I appreciate it. I appreciate what they're doing, but like I'm probably
I
not...
believe, and don't quote me quoting Todd Howard, but I believe he said something similar to Skyrim in space.
You heard it, guys. MC Calamity 3 quotes Todd Howard, quotes somebody on his development team who was up too late. It's just Skyrim in space.
Okay, I'm quoting Kotaku at this point, so that's really up to you whether you believe it or not.
Okay.
But apparently in an interview he did say it was Skyrim in space.
Oh man, Skyrim in space. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Is this type of departure a good thing?
Not that the field of stars
I think yes, because you have the other IPs that keep Bethesda grounded, pun intended. And yeah, no, this is different, and I feel like it could potentially bring more people into the Bethesda fold that like this kind of game, and people who wouldn't normally like this game will play it because it's Bethesda and be like, oh my god, I actually enjoy space games.
Like I
think it's a good enough departure.
This is a cinematic trailer. It looks pretty nice, but like I don't feel like I'm getting anything about the game here.
So you're going to space, and
Yeah.
in space, the final frontier.
The final frontier is. I feel like these are all buzzwords. You're going to space.
That's from a movie.
To discover
It's the-
what's out there.
Yes, discover what's out there.
They,
Okay. So
11.
I'm assuming something goes terribly wrong. I'm guessing
I mean, would it be a game if everything went right?
it's like it's Death Stranding meets Skyrim in space. Is that what we're getting ourselves into?
No. I No.
So that's
Death Stranding's
the
getting
trailer.
re-released on what, PlayStation 5 or something? For some reason they decided to re-release that game.
Yeah, I completely skipped over that because those type of
I
re-releases
watched
make
it.
me want to punch a child. I you have no idea how angry it makes me to see games like from the Wii U just directly ported to Switch.
Hey Rufus.
Yeah.
How many times do you think Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be ported till they make Grand Theft Auto 6?
Until they get it on the Nokia brick. They'll keep picking
Thank you.
other things until they finally get it onto the Nokia brick. So like forever.
Did you see it's getting ported again to current consoles? Like,
Oh yeah. Why would I make GTA 6 when I can just do
wait a minute.
GTA 5 again?
5. What was the first console? What's our list?
You know, I wouldn't be
PlayStation
surprised.
3 and Xbox 360. That was the first console
Yeah.
to see GTA
Yeah.
5.
So you know
We are 2 consoles ahead of that, and we're about to see more.
You know what you're going to see soon? It's going to come to Samsung Smart Fridge. That's coming next. Samsung Smart
No,
Fridge.
that's Skyrim.
Okay, maybe Skyrim. One of the games is going to come to that. So when you open up your fridge to like, because some of these smart fridges now you can like make your grocery list on the outside panel of the fridge while you're looking into it. You're going to be like, I just got to go make a grocery list. And then you'll be playing like friggin' Skyrim on your fridge. You're like, what's taking so long? I'm at the store. I'm waiting for the smartphone to update. You're like, just a minute. I'm killing a dragon.
Just a minute, I'm killing a dragon. Your fridge actually turns into a dragon. That's part of the game. The fridge becomes the enemy.
Oh my god! And you got to
Don't worry. I'm fighting the fridge.
You got to eat everything in the fridge. That sounds like a challenge.
It does. It really does. But yeah, Starfield. I think it looks cool. I think it could be really cool. They were talking about it being a little more hardcore than Skyrim, so a little bit more difficult, which intrigued me. You know that it's a Bethesda game, so there's going to be just, if you buy it on PC, there's just going to be a slew of mods for it.
Oh yeah.
So there's that. So yeah, no, I think it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll reserve my judgment for a gameplay trailer.
Sure.
That's a thing I will do. I won't judge it now. But what I will judge is the next game, Redfall. Dude, I'm excited for Redfall. Redfall looks amazing.
It looked really cool. I'm sad that the first time I looked at an article on it, the headline was a vampire shooter, and I missed it and looked past it. So then I came back to it, and it looked really cool. But
so the first thing you got going for you is you got the dev team that did Dishonored, who did like a really good job with the guns and stuff. Like that game was, whether you liked it or not, looked nice. Whether you enjoyed the game Dishonored, it looked good.
Dishonored and Dishonored 2 are really good games.
Yeah. Some people didn't like them. Whether you like them or not, you got to say it looked
I'm going to make a bold claim. If you didn't like Dishonored 1 and 2, you're a bad person.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. This game, though, so like Cal said, vampire shooter, but you hear vampire shooter, and again, that might...
And you think, why am I looking at this? But then you need to actually look at the trailer. If you look at the trailer and look at the stuff for the game, you're like, oh my god, this looks really cool.
And we have the power to do that. We can bring it up right now, and we'll keep talking. We'll keep talking while it's going. This is actually Left 4 Dead meets vampires, is what it is. Is that like that's what this actually is?
Yeah, no, that's what it is, isn't it? Is there anyone from the Left 4 Dead team, or it's just Arcane, right?
Yeah, it's Arcane and Bethesda.
Arcane doesn't have it's Back 4 Blood that has the Left 4 Dead team, right?
Oh,
I think parts of the Left 4 Dead team that are in Back 4 Blood, but that's later. We'll talk about that. I think so. Currently, we're talking about Left 4 Dead with vampires.
Yeah, this game looks super cool. I will probably be picking this game up because I really enjoyed Left 4 Dead. I really enjoyed like everything else we've talked about so far. It's like maybe I'll pick it up and like it might be cool. Like this was the first game I saw from E3 where I was like, I'm getting that.
So the real question, Rufus, is will this bring you back to stream stuff?
I don't know, man. It's a lot of work to prep for D&D and stream for D&D. Now we got this podcast that's going to happen every Monday at 8:30 Atlantic, 7:30 Eastern. But yeah, I would consider it. We could make a different day, Redfall Day.
Be always good. Future. We'll see what happens.
But let's see. I don't know where to skip ahead to, but Here we go.
Vampires.
Actually, here we go. Now we see the vampires. It's super cool.
The guy looks like a really nice dude. I want to have a conversation.
Oh
with
yeah,
him.
he's Edward from Twilight.
No, I don't want to have a conversation with him anymore.
This is Twilight the game. You've all been fooled. It's not actually, it's
I
not
don't want this
actually
anymore.
it's not actually a vampire shooter. It's actually Twilight the game.
All hype. Gone and out.
I'm just kidding. Please play this game. I don't want it to die.
I don't want it to die.
I don't. I want this game to do well. I really do. Like, it looks like it's kind of got like.
It looks really cool.
It kind of looks like it's got a bit of a hero shooter vibe to it too.
Yeah, it's got abilities for sure.
Yeah. Hero shooter is not really the right word. Kind of more like the class system in Killing Floor, I guess, really. But
I mean, one of them literally has like a teleport spell, so I'm gonna call it closer to hero shooter than class system.
yeah. It looks really cool though. I guess that's kind of enough to give you a bit of a sneak peek at it, but that looks really cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I could be the only one that thinks that, but I think that looks really
No,
cool.
I think it looks great. I was surprised when reading a headline on it. I was put off, but then I went and I looked back after you were like, "Hey, this game looks great," and I'm sold.
And it's going to be an Xbox/PC exclusive, which love that
everything,
happens.
Everything is a
Xbox.
PC exclusive with Xbox.
It's great. You don't have to have an Xbox anymore. It's actually
Just because it's micro. That's actually unfortunate, but also good for anyone that
Yeah.
owns a PC, because there's no Xbox exclusives.
yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
Why would you buy an Xbox?
Exactly. The only unfortunate part though is the release date is sometime in 2020.
Yeah, they definitely have some time to work on it.
But if you have
need to get
Game
stuff.
Pass, it's going to be on Game Pass at launch. They've already confirmed that. So if you have Game Pass, you can get that game for free.
It does remind me a little bit of Vermintide.
Yeah, Vermintide. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
yeah. I've seen
Because
some
that kind of
gameplay.
has, it's kind of a, I mean, it's not really a hero shooter, but it has the whole class abilities and whatnot.
Yeah. So next we kind of get into what I'm calling the side notes, the quick bits, whatever you want to call them. These are things that
Quick bit.
Jack Sparrow's coming to Sea of Thieves. I played
That
that game
could be
twice.
cool. Yeah, and then we never played it again.
I mean, I'll be honest, if it wasn't free, I don't think anyone would get it.
You mean the free update? Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone would. Well, actually, no, that's not true. There's some pretty dedicated people that play Sea of Thieves. They'd
Yeah.
probably buy it as a DLC.
Well, I don't know. Do you really care that much about Johnny Depp the pirate in your Sea of Thieves?
So when I first saw this, I thought to myself, why hasn't this been done yet? Because it's just obvious. Like, I feel like people who are very dedicated to the game would buy a DLC for it. I enjoy the fact that it's free, because I'll probably end up playing it and having some fun with it.
Yeah, I just don't know if Jack, like, is there content in there or is it just Jack Sparrow?
There is always content with Jack Sparrow, Rufus.
I mean,
Rufus. There is always content. I need to see on the stream. You're over here, actually. There is always content with Jack Sparrow.
always. Forza 5 comes out on November 9th. So in the quick bits, I have Back for Blood. I'll be honest, I didn't.
I don't think it should be a quick bit. I actually completely forgot about that. Back for Blood is a really cool looking Left 4 Dead spiritual successor that is going to be released soonish. It's open beta soon. It's going to be released before we know it.
The reason it's a quick bit is because I'm pretty sure this wasn't really a launch. Like, I don't think this was our first look at it. I think they just gave the release date.
Oh, this was the release date, and they also showed off some stuff. Like, there's going to be PvP mode, which is similar to Left 4 Dead. I don't know if you ever played Left 4 Dead's PvP.
Not their PvP.
You got to play as the zombies. So the way this one's working is it's a survival mode where you have to survive as long as you can. as the players, and as the zombies, you have to kill the players, and then you switch sides, and then try and last longer than the first players, which look kind of cool because it's fun to play zombies. Like that's just it's fun to do that.
So a couple things we do know about this. If you pre-ordered the game, there's a closed beta from August 5th to 9th, and if you were a scrub order, you also get a beta. You're going to be in there with all the guys who also pre-ordered. It's an open beta from the 12th to the 16th. So
we need to do an episode on pre-orders at some point.
Yeah, where we just sit down and pre-order everything and max our credit
No,
cards.
when we talk about the pros and cons of pre-ordering and why you should or shouldn't do it.
Oh boy, yeah, we could do that.
That's a long discussion.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
but that'll definitely be an episode.
I mean, we don't have a topic for next week, so
that could be the non-D&D topic. There we go. Pre-orders. That's actually great for post E3. Yeah, you know what? That's what we're doing next week. Stop by for pre-order discussion.
We'll talk about pre-orders and
why you should or shouldn't do
it. Yeah, Back for Blood sounds like I might have missed the boat on this one, but and by that I mean I didn't feel like there was a lot of new information for it.
Yeah, I mean it's Left 4 Dead spiritual successor. You have you have more classes than Left 4 Dead. It's not the same as like everyone is. Your gun is the only thing that really makes you different from the other people, and like you have your traditional zombie archetypes.
Yeah,
with a little bit of twists. Certain things can climb on walls, and that's scary.
We also got Halo Infinite development preview. Again, this wasn't a new announcement. They just showed off some multiplayer and talked about a behavioral-based anti-cheat, but didn't really say exactly what that meant.
You know why they call it Halo Infinite?
No.
Because it's been in development for an infinite amount of time.
Oh, you got them.
No, I mean, it's probably... So, like, in all honesty, it's going to be a Halo game. It's probably going to play just fine. People will buy it.
Oh, yeah.
I poke fun, but, you know, everyone is going to make money off of it. And it's going to be decent.
And I mean, if you want to spend money on it, it comes out summer 2021, so...
You're funny.
You do that.
I would be surprised if I saw it before December of next year.
It says summer 2021. That's what they said.
They're not releasing it in summer 2021. There's no way.
I'm sure I saw that.
You might have seen. I mean, if they're actually planning on releasing it, then they haven't shown like anything since there was that one gameplay trailer.
Yeah, dude. No, yeah, totally. 2021
which spawned the grunt meme.
2021.
Not the grunt, the brute meme. Oh wow, okay. It doesn't have a release. It's summer, so I don't know if they know we're in summer 2021 right now. Yeah. Someone probably should get them a calendar. If they don't have a release date for summer 2021 right now, I think they might have also messed up the year. Because they have like 2 or 3 months left to get a release date nailed down.
I wonder... Of course, this is like the one thing I didn't have a news article for.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to just make sure, to keep you honest, to only talk about the things that you don't have news articles for.
It's going to be a day one thing.
Yeah, both players are going to be day one. Of course, it's going to be day one. It's like the biggest thing in Halo.
It's
I don't like it because I don't like getting 360 no scope sniped from across the map. But
Q4 2021, which is technically end
it's
of
not
summer.
Okay, so that's not summer. Q4 is winter. There's 4 quarters in a whole.
Well, yeah, but like Q4 would be like end of September.
September through, or it's end of September through the.
Like if it came out on September 1st.
So it's fall to end of September. I'm pretty sure Q4.
It's close enough to summer that they're not really lying by saying that. If they bring it out early Q4.
It's apparently also a corporation, so it's hard to see what Q4 is. Okay, but moving on. October, November, and December is quarter 4.
Okay, so maybe
it's not summer.
No, but they no. Outer Worlds 2. They showed up.
Didn't see much.
They showed a video.
It was a funny video. It's very Outer Worlds. If you ever played one, it was a video that you would expect from Outer Worlds. It's probably a year or so out, maybe more. And like I think Outer Worlds was a fun game. It was Fallout in space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was exactly that. No release timeline. But
No.
here is like the best piece of news that we got at the Xbox Bethesda. We got the Xbox mini fridge announcement.
That's all I'm here for.
I don't know how much it costs. I don't know when it came out. I just really wanted to show the picture.
So, like,
look at that.
If you look behind me, I got all the space behind me for the Xbox fridge.
It's a mini fridge, Cal. You didn't need that much space.
Well, I didn't get the memo, so I'm going to buy like 5 to fill it up.
But yeah, like that's arguably the most important part of E3.
Ever.
But that pretty much wrapped up the Xbox Bethesda. There was
I think it was a good show.
Oh yeah, that one was good.
Yeah.
That one was good.
Now we go into the not so good shows.
So we talked about licensed games. Talked about Avatar. And then Square came out and said, "Hey guys, we're going to do 2 licensed games. They're both coming out in October."
So, like, okay, first off, the second licensed game you're talking about has already released and is an expansion. Black Panther is an expansion, I think, for Marvel's Avengers.
Oh. Is it? They called it the War for Wakanda.
War for Wakanda.
And I couldn't tell if it was a game.
Yeah, it's Marvel's Avengers. It's the flop game.
Okay,
that's
so
a superhero.
Even worse. We've got one we got one trademark game or licensed game, and we've got an expansion for one that already flopped. Not a great way to begin your conference.
So, like, okay, Guardians of the Galaxy looks decent, and it could be okay. I don't think it could be okay.
I mean, it depends. Do you want the Costco Chris Pratt? Because that's what you're getting.
Okay. So, for Spider-Man,
yeah,
their Peter Parker was amazing, and he did a very good job. And he wasn't a movie Peter Parker. I feel like immediately saying the Costco Chris Pratt to the guy who's playing Star-Lord, a little bit rough. I mean, I think you should give him a chance. Let it come out. See how it is.
I just honestly think that Chris Pratt did a better job than the Spider-Man actors did.
Yeah, and I feel like Tom Holland is a really good Spider-Man, and it was hard to live up to. But the Spider-Man lived up to it.
Yeah, he did. But like Chris Pratt's Chris Pratt.
Give him. I feel like you're giving him a really hard time.
We'll see what it looks like.
I think we should wait and see when it comes. It's October 26th. I think we should give it a chance.
I think it's either going to be okay or terrible.
I think it could exceed
maybe
our expectation.
I didn't write down what it's launching for, but I'm assuming just PS5. But
what, Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure is it a PS5 exclusive?
I don't know. I'm assuming it is, just because that's what they did with the other games.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Android, Microsoft. But no, it's not Android. Okay.
It's gonna come. Yeah. No, it's gonna see.
Oh no, that's different.
That's a Telltale.
That's different. That's a Telltale game. We're looking at the Telltale game. Just kidding. Oh, but it's Eidos Montreal too. Like, you got to give them some credit, right? They're the ones that made Deus Ex. Give them some credit. I think you're painting this game made by a great company. PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
On October 26th. And War for Wakanda comes out sometime in October. I think part of the problem is just Square Enix really pissed me off with the Pixel remasters. They're doing Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel remasters, and they're putting it for Android, iOS, and Steam.
I was actually talking to someone at work about this, and we were actually saying that we're mildly excited to have them all in one place, and that's the only reason we want it.
Did they confirm they're doing that?
I'm pretty sure they are. I mean, if they don't, then it's even worse than you think. But like, Final Fantasy 1 through 6 were good games, man.
They were, but I don't like buying the game again. Like,
it's true. It's true. I mean,
okay. You ready for this? Square Enix announced that the first 6 mainline Final Fantasy games are getting remasters for Steam, Android, and iOS. The games will each be released individually.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You're going to pay $30 for each of them.
No, you're not.
Minimum.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I will. No. It's going to be a package deal that'll just release over time. They're going to do it. They're going to do it like that. They're not gonna do us dirty like that. I can dream, Rufus.
Oh, they haven't shared like really any info at all, but I don't like rebuying my games. I really don't
rebuy my games.
And I really hate the word remaster when they don't do that. And that's more of a Nintendo thing. That's more of a Nintendo thing where they just say it's remastered, but really they just wiped it with a cloth.
You know what's going to be the best remaster ever?
What?
Skyward Sword.
There's only one good thing about that. There's only
I'm being sarcastic, by the way.
There is one. We'll wait till Nintendo we'll come back to it. There's only one good thing about that re-release.
There's no good things about that re-release, but we'll come back to it.
We will come back to it. The other thing we got from Square Enix was Babylon Fall, a development teaser. I guess they teased it first in 2018 and then did like nothing with it till now. So here is a quote that I pulled from a news article that I didn't really understand. The developers confirmed that Babylon's Fall is a live service title that will feature a range of post-game models at no additional cost. That sounds to me like you're going to pay every month, but you won't have to buy expansions.
I feel like live service doesn't mean that you pay every month. It might. It could also just mean that it's a game that they are going to keep developing for rather than just go to another game.
Because like software as a service is like the idea behind Netflix. Or like Adobe Creative Suite where you pay every month and you can use Adobe. That's the idea behind like software as a service. So like I kind of get the feeling that whatever this game is going to be, which they didn't show a lot, you're going to pay every month, but it's not going to be like WoW where you have to pay every month and then buy every DLC as well. That's kind of the vibe I got.
It could go that way. I didn't pay too much attention to Babylon's Fall. Personally. It doesn't have my interest yet, but it still has some time before it's released, as far as I know.
But you know what does have my interest, like an insane amount?
Yeah, we're going next to this one. This is going to be mostly you, because this is your like
my god
best of show.
Has anybody heard the name Intellivision in the last 30 years? No, me neither. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, holy shit, they're gonna make a game or something? Because like they own the rights to Earthworm Jim. It's like, are they gonna make a game? And then they came up and they're like, here's a console with a weird ass looking controller, and we're gonna break all the rules of conventional gaming today. That is a bold claim. That is a bold claim, but let me bring you to their website. This is a very bold claim, but this is the Amico, okay? Where's the controller? This is their controller. It looks like an iPod from like 2001. It's got a touchscreen.
That's where they all went.
Yeah, exactly. No one knows where those went.
They're there. They bought them all up and repurposed them. There we go.
So there's a couple cool things. It says feature rich. It's a dial and a touchscreen. I wouldn't call that feature. But so
okay, that's more than most controllers.
It's got touchscreen, motion control. You can have update controllers. I do know the things. I'm just trying to find the documentation that supports it.
So
okay, so they didn't put much here. So what they said was every game is going to be $10 or $20 for the physical. So if you want to digitally get the game, it's only $10. There will not be any paid DLC for any game. There will be no microtransactions. There will be no loot box. These were things they said when they were launching this console. As a whole, this platform will have none of that.
So I'm gonna throw in my skepticism here, because because I got to, because you seem like you're really getting into this. I gotta be the negative a little bit.
Yeah.
So developers, they're just gonna be indie developers, right?
I don't even think they're going to be indie developers. I think it's going to be all Amico. I don't think they're going to let anybody else in.
There's not gonna let anyone. Okay, so that actually makes more sense.
That's what I think.
I feel like they're gonna have a hard time making money, and you're gonna see another. What was the small console that was released? The Ouya. I feel like you're gonna the Ouija.
I had the
It's an
Ouya.
Ouija.
I had an Ouya.
I feel like you're gonna have another one of those because there has not been a successful console launch that's not Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo for a while, right?
So here's the
people
thing.
keep on trying to break into it.
These guys don't want to compete with Xbox, and they don't want to compete with anybody else. Right off here, no matter who you are, your game could not have bad language, violence, blood, sexual content. Every game is rated.
Well, it's because it's family. So like it's supposed to be a family system, right?
I'm the target audience for this right here.
It's
People
true.
with young kids
kids.
My kids are not old enough to have phones yet. I'm supposed to buy this before they play Fortnite. That's who this is targeted at. But they did something super cool that I wish everybody would do. These controller things. So let's say, I don't know, you have this. I was going to say kids, but they won't grow up in time to play this. But so let's say you have one of these and I have one of these. Let's say you just bought it and you're like, this sucks. And you didn't buy any games, but I bought every game because I was a fanboy. If I bring my controller to your house, I can play.
You already are a fanboy.
Well, I am. But I can play all the games that I bought just by bringing my controller to your house because my profile is linked to my controller.
That's really cool.
That's
I'm gonna give it a year before it either goes under or they add loot boxes, paid DLC, or maybe paid DLC. I'm gonna give it a year until they change their market or go under.
I guarantee, this is the Rufus guarantee, they will go under before they break on that. 100%. Because, and the reason I say that is because they have the rights to some very good like games that are actually doing well. And like they have fuck you money, right? So like they don't care. They're just trying to do something. And I don't think they're gonna sell a lot of these because it's $100 to pre-order it. That's the deposit. That's not the price of the console.
It's $250, right? Total.
It's $279 now. It was $250.
They're already breaking. They're already broken.
It's gone up since
they're upping the price.
$300. It's steep, but also like I said, if they do a good job of this, and even like
I would like the wood grain version so that I feel like I'm using an old timey console.
I'm just saying they're doing some stuff right. Like I really like the idea.
Are you sure it's not $280 for the wood grain version? Because you might have been looking at just the wood grain version. That seems like that would be a slightly higher price.
Let me just double check. Yeah, okay, it's just the wood grain.
Can I order a steampunk version that shoots steam out the back every once in a while?
Probably.
Nice.
Now I will say the games look a little rough around the edges. Okay.
Yeah, they're for $10. The game industry is currently looking at potentially having games cost more.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make them cost less.
So like, I don't know. I think it's really cool. I think this was one of the 3 things I said kind of pushed the envelope. This was one of those things. So the Rufus is excited to see where they end up so far. Is the Extreme Sports
MMO? The question is,
Amico.
Is pushing the envelope always good?
No, it's not. That's why I'm excited to see where they end up.
Okay.
I'm not saying this is going to be the next big thing, but I am saying this either will be or it'll die. Like everything I've put on this list of 3 things is either going to do amazing or die, and there won't be an in between.
Okay.
It's kind of like eat it or yeet it. You're either going to swallow it or puke it back up. That's this game. You're either going to eat it up and you're going to join the cult, or you're just going to spit it out. And there's not
join the cult.
The cult of Amico.
It seems like you've already eaten it, Rufus.
I have not put in a pre-order. I do.
Are you sure?
I do. Well, that's $250 American, so that's even more Canadian.
Hey, I mean, we can talk about it in next podcast where we talk about pre-orders.
We can. We totally could.
Anyway,
we'll move on to the next guy here. I think I don't have anything else to say about Intellivision. We could watch the really shitty trailer with the shitty games.
Yeah, I
but,
would. No, we're good.
but
We're good there.
I
We're
do think they're cornering a market that currently needs this.
untapped market.
I wouldn't say untapped. I would say the market really needs this. I don't. A bold claim. I don't think kids
An
need.
untapped version of a tapped market.
Yeah, like I don't think
Or a
kids need to
portion
be
of
on
it.
their phone playing Fortnite and like having
True.
Like,
I mean, so this is also because it seems like more of a couch co-op. It would be more family oriented to get your kids to play games with you.
It's supposed
I like
to
that.
be. It's supposed to be couch co-op stuff. It's supposed to be family oriented. And maybe I'm just like old now, but like I think there is something to be said about a game that you have to play entirely by yourself. And by that I mean like the old school retro consoles where you didn't just go online and play with all your friends and like yell at them and stuff. I think there
It's true.
was some merit to entertaining yourself with a video game versus having others entertain you by either killing you or you killing them.
Back in my day, we used to tie a shoestring to the antenna so we could play games with our friends from across the street.
Pretty much, right? But like, I don't know. I think there is a market for this. I just don't know if that market cares about it. I guess
We'll
like,
see. The only thing time will tell. It's definitely one of those things where we gotta wait and see when it comes out. If it tanks, it tanks. If it stays afloat, then damn, they did a thing that I wasn't expecting could be done.
Now I do think that's a perfect segue into the next one.
Yeah, no, this is also something that you were telling me a lot about.
This is number three.
This is the Rufus segment here.
This is number
Because
three.
Yeah, you got this.
It's number 3 on things that are either going to do amazing or absolutely terrible, and there's no in between.
Before you say anything, I just want to put the words Diablo 3 Real Money Auction House in everyone's mind, and then I want Rufus to go do his thing.
Blanko's Block Party. Okay. Got a stupid name, and it's got some stupid artwork with it. But here's the thing. This is something that should really piss me off. Because the entire game is about NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, which are like serial numbers for digital things. So like this phone has a serial number, but if it was a digital document, it could have an NFT. That's the idea behind them. And an NFT is just a serial number that uniquely identifies a thing. But what people are using non-fungible tokens for is to restrict things. So like in this game, the whole game is kind of like a cross between Fall Guys meets Little Big Planet meets Funko Pop dolls.
It looks like Roblox.
It kind of looks like Roblox. But the idea is that literally everything in that game is tagged with an NFT. So if you have a top hat, there's only 10 of these top hats, and I can prove it because there's an NFT associated with each 10, and they're verified on a blockchain to say there is no 11th hat. And it's not just the company saying there's no 11th hat, because it's done through blockchain. There's people outside of their company verifying, yes, there are only 10 of these hats. The idea is that you collect these pieces or buy these pieces and then sell them on a user auction thing. So like I can decide that my hat's worth $20. It's either going to do amazing or it won't. There's not going to be like a medium amount of people in this game. I think it's either going to blow up because people think they can make money with NFTs, or people are going to be like, yeah, I'll just play Fall Guys. It's a better game.
So on the first point about it blowing up people that wanted to make money off NFTs, this is where we're going to go back to what I originally said. Now, Diablo 3 Real Money Auction House didn't have NFTs, but it had the ability to buy and trade things with real money.
Yeah.
So people thought to themselves, I could make money on this. And so they played and used to try and sell things on that. I don't think anyone really made money on it, though. And I feel like you're going to run into a problem. People are going to play this game, end up losing money, and then be like, this game is crap. And then just they're gone. I feel like the majority of people are just not going to play it because they're just going to end up losing money. And that's it's going to die so quick.
Yeah, because the game itself doesn't really offer a lot. Like, I'm just kind of scrubbing the video right now. The game itself doesn't really offer a lot. Like, I think the market for this is not people who want to play like holy shit, like some of these NFTs are like $50.
It's people who are also
Like,
gonna. It's also people that are like gamblers too. Like they're gonna be
they're
that same
gamblers. Like
thing.
I don't think this game is targeted towards people who play games.
No,
I think this
it's
is.
talking about people who want to make money off of trading things.
I think it's even simpler than that. I think this is really geared towards collectors. Because the idea is that like they have some famous artists who are going to make limited runs of these NFTs where there'll only be 5 of this and you can spend $100 or $200 or $500. However much it's
you spend
be.
$100 and you make a couple thousand in a month, right?
I mean, but the collectors aren't going to do that, right? I think this game is really for people who already own 10,000 Funko Pops and are scrounging to pay their mortgage because they bought so many Funko Pops. I think that's who this game is geared towards, is those people who have walls and walls of Funko Pops. I think that's who this is for. I
find that I guess, but I feel like those people would rather have them in material, like actually there, not in a, like the reason you buy Funko Pops and collect them is to have them exist, not be in digital form.
Yeah, but some people don't care. Some people really don't.
You might end up with like 1,000 or so people playing it and just trading. It's possible that game makes a lot of money because they're going to take a cut of everyone that trades, of course. So there's no way they don't.
When I was watching this on E3, I feel like I'm obligated to try this game because I got a Twitch drop for one of the NFTs. So I have one now that I got for free, and it's one of the character models. And it's in an open alpha right now, so I feel like I'm kind of obligated to at least try it.
I would download it, see how much it's going for, and sell it, because like it's money.
Well, the thing is I'm pretty sure...
Or you could save it until after the alpha. Maybe that Twitch drop is only available during its alpha. And then after the alpha, it's rare.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's also an aspect of this game. I'm trying to find some source to back it up, but I'm pretty sure there's a whole thing about like leveling up the characters before you sell them. And depending on what level they are, can help determine their rarity. Like there might only be 3 of this NFT that's over level 50. I think that's also a part of it as well, to incentivize.
That's why you play it, right? This is where you get the gold farmers from World of Warcraft can now come over.
Yeah.
To Blanko's block party, and they can farm character levels for money or a cut of the price when they get sold. I would do that for a job. Just play Blanko's block party all day and take a cut of everyone's. Yeah.
And now there also seems to be okay, 1 second. Our accessories are still curated. But what the players can do then, with most of the characters, players can now customize so they can level them up, and we'll keep adding things into this world. I don't understand how that sentence makes sense, but it sounds like leveling up is going to affect the price of your character.
Okay.
I don't fully understand it, but the other thing, what I was getting at though, is I'm pretty sure the way they make money off of this is I think they take a cut of every sale. But also, so like, remember how I told you they had some famous artists that were doing some of the skins? I'm pretty sure those artists get a cut as well. So like if you get like one of the models that was worth like $200, I'm pretty sure when you pay $200, the artist gets a cut for every time their NFT is sold. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. I'm pretty sure the artists were talking about how
they also get money.
Yeah, because like the artist on the stream was talking about how like when he does a painting, he might sell that painting for $5,000, and next year the guy who bought that painting might sell it for $20,000, and he doesn't know where that painting went, and he doesn't see any more money after he sold it the first time. But this was supposed to be different, so it sounds like he's gonna keep getting money every time his NFT gets sold on the secondary market.
And I guess that really matters when people are playing, buying, and selling in the game. If that would be worth it than just selling one bulk thing for a large amount of money.
Well, that's the artist, right? The artist probably isn't playing the game.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like the artist is getting the money, but people have to play and buy and sell for them to get money.
Yeah.
especially because it's only a limited amount. So their art has to be bought and sold
Yes.
pretty regularly for them to make at least something off of it.
Yes. But if like not all the NFTs are going to be small, like short stacks, like they might have an NFT with 100,000 SKUs or serial numbers, right? Like not all of them are going to be.
The one that you got probably is
Yeah,
100,000 SKUs.
probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like some of them, they're going to be like just a crap ton of them. But I guess the point is there's a finite number. Like whether it's a small number or a large number, you know, some things, there's rarity, right? Common, uncommon, rare, whatever. So like that's going to play in. So I think that's all I want to say about Blanko. Do you have any?
I think it's gonna blow up with people trying to make money off it to start, and then it's gonna die out to like 50 people that are collectors playing it, and that's it.
Yeah, and you know what? That, like I said, these are the top 3 things that I don't think are necessarily great, but are like either pushing the envelope or have like
something different.
I think those 3 things took the biggest risk this E3, and I have no idea if it's going to pay off. But like those are the things that excite me, or like potentially watching somebody else's business fail. That's exciting to me because I have nothing invested. So like
I want to watch you fail.
Like if Intellivision wants to spend a shit ton of money on the Amico and they go under for it, it's like that, you know what? Game recognizes game. Like that's a risky move. You know what I mean?
You know who made a really risky move and went under pretty heavy? Was it THQ? No.
No.
What was it?
No.
Yeah, no, they did. They made a risky move. They put all their money, I forget where, and they filed bankruptcy in December 2012. No. And now they're Nordic. Now they're THQ Nordic. Nordic picked them up. Yeah, THQ. Okay. I forget exactly where they made the risky move. They put all their money in a terrible spot, and their stock just went down. And THQ, a company that had made a lot of good stuff, suddenly just didn't exist.
They just disappeared.
And then Nordic was able to, like, currently crazy. THQ Nordic exists, and that's what's releasing under the THQ title. But yeah, if we're talking about seeing Intellivision, just gonna do the same thing, put all their money in this thing, and then nothing in television will exist.
Oh man,
not like it really existed much, anyways.
Oh, got him. We got one more keynote to go over, and I think Nintendo takes the cake in terms of like amount of like,
content.
Things. Yeah,
amount
of like content that I want to talk about. Anyway, you talk about the first one. You definitely have more Metroid running through your
Metroid Dread. They announced it. That is all. Goodbye. No, Metroid Dread, 2D Metroid, first 2D Metroid, 19 years. It's supposed to be the end of the Metroid, not the Metroid saga, but the whole. Apparently, there was a story arc to the Metroids based on the baby Metroid and Samus, because like technically, 1, 2. Super Metroid and Fusion all had to do with the baby Metroid in some way, shape, or form. This is supposed to be the end of it with Metroid Dread. It's set after Fusion. It's going to be released in October. Like, I didn't hear anything about this. I don't know if anyone else heard anything about this, and they just come out and are like, yo.
I was just about October to ask. 8th. Because like I heard nothing about it.
The only thing we knew was there was a Metroid listing from Walmart, I believe, that was leaked by accident.
Yeah. But
reasons. They didn't say it was 2D.
I think it just said
it was Metroid.
Yeah, it didn't even say Dread. It just said Metroid, and people thought it was going to be Prime.
It looks really good. It looks like very similar to the Metroid 2 remake as far as graphics go, and it looks like it's going to be a 2D Metroid game that's brand new. And that's awesome.
We talked about this.
We did.
I don't know. I am not a fan of 2.5D. I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to show you guys, for anyone who missed the Nintendo. I think there's some,
You had the exact spot you were talking about, because you were at a very specific spot that you were not happy about.
It's kind of all through the video, and it's the way that the EMMI moves in the levels. I think it's here. I think he gets chased. This right here. Like the way that thing moves, how it's like the movement is kind of like 3D. It's got like 3D depth to it, but the level is fully 2D.
I
I'm
don't
not.
actually understand what you're talking about. Maybe I've played too much 2.5D to like I'm not even noticing it.
I just find that the depth is kind of a bit confusing. Like it feels like the game should be in 3D, but it moves on a 2D plane. And I think it's because they're 3D character models on a 2D plane. But it messes with my head a bit.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I've never had that issue with 2.5D. I've actually thought it was a really cool thing that they did.
Because what it reminds me a lot of is I'm just gonna come back to this view here for a second. What it reminds me of is Oddworld, Abe's Oddworld.
So you said Oddworld, and when we were talking, I was no, I don't see at all. I don't see the.
Hold on, let me bring up some gameplay of Oddworld. Abe's Odyssey.
Was that the new one that released? That was really bad. Or no, Abe's Odyssey was an old Oddworld, right? Wasn't it like considered the good Oddworld?
I think so. I'm just going to jump to 1 second here. I'm going to jump to like halfway through the video so we can get some play. Oh shit. Okay, I just clicked a button. It reminds me of this. This is in standard definition, so please excuse I'm not talking about the blurriness of it because it's in standard def. I'm really not. I'm not saying it looks this bad. What I am saying is you see what I mean? It's got like the 3D characters on the 2D plane.
Are you looking for
1 sec. I'll find a better one.
So you're telling me that the fact that the models have depth to them makes you feel weird? You're looking for like a piece of paper on a 2D plane.
I don't know how, it's the way they move. It's not so much that they're 3D. And 1 second.
They move as if they're character models that are decently animated. You would like not good animations?
Like this. I don't like this.
I don't understand. It looks like there's just a character moving. It looks like it's just a well-detailed model of a character moving.
I think that's the problem, is that the characters are way more detailed than the environment, maybe?
I feel like that's actually a pretty well-detailed environment.
I don't know how to explain it. Not a huge fan of it, but let's get back to Metroid here. I kind of derailed us a bit, but I don't like the 2.5D thing.
Yeah, okay. You know what? To each their own. I've never had an issue with 2.5D.
I'm willing to try it. I am definitely willing to try it. 100%.
Try it for 2 hours. I just can't do this. It's 2.5D. The characters look too good.
Everything is so amazing. I can't do it, guys.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. But anyway, Metroid, it's going to be releasing before soon, October, and I'm excited. I'll be playing it, possibly speedrunning.
I can't wait to see that. It'll be good. And now, it's time for something completely different. And no, it's not Monty Python. It's Warioware.
I mean, it's not different. It's actually really exciting, though. This one's really exciting as well.
Warioware. I love Warioware. Love Warioware.
Get it together.
I'm excited. It's gonna be the same game they've released like for the last
so many times. But it's on the Switch.
Like what, 18 years? The last 18 years? Like 2003 or something like that was the first one. I don't remember.
It's on the Switch and there's co-op.
Yes. And I don't know if this is all new games or if it's kind of like a best of. I'm not 100% sure, but
they look like some new games.
I'll be honest, I don't care. I'm getting it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably get it. It's gonna be a fun game.
I love it. I didn't allot it much time because there's not really much to talk about. It's a It's a WarioWare
It's a
game.
WarioWare game. Exactly. It's exactly what it is.
The next thing that came up is Mario Party Superstars. This is actually a best of. So it's only got 5 boards, and they're 5 boards from the N64, and there's 100 mini games, and it's the best of the mini games throughout the entire franchise. I don't know how they decided which ones the best ones were, but it's a
I'm
best
just
of.
going to say it, and why? Why does it exist?
Why does it exist? Because the one for Wii U is absolutely terrible, and they can't end it that way.
Okay, hot take. Mario Party is actually pretty damn terrible.
It's a fun party game when done well. Like the original ones were really good. Like Mario Party and Mario Party 2 were really good. See, the problem is there's 2 companies that make Mario Party. There's Nintendo, and then there's a third-party company that they contracted out to sometimes. And like if you go back in history, all the ones Nintendo made are like the ones that everybody liked. And then the other company just does a shit job. So
touche.
And it's the shit company.
True.
I think it was the shit company that made the Wii U one as well.
But hear me out. What if both companies do a shit job?
I mean, I like classic Mario Party. I did not like the Wii U one, but classic Mario Party.
Wasn't it Mario Party 2 where people like injured themselves playing the game?
That was Mario Party 1, and it was they injured.
It's one of the mini games, right?
They injured their controller. I'm looking for.
They injured themselves. Okay, there's also.
Can't find my N64 controller, but there was a game where you had to go like this with the joystick, and you just like destroyed your palm and the joystick in one swoop.
Friction burns, punctures, and even lacerations from N64 joystick. So they got injured.
Okay, I didn't realize they were injured, but the way the game worked is you were in a raft.
And Nintendo offered protective gloves.
I didn't get none of those. I just had the blisters. But the idea was you were in a raft and you had to move it from left to right. And the only way to do it was by rotating the center stick. And I think they expected you to do it with your thumb like this. And people were just like, nah. And then they went.
Because you want to win. Like you're going to do it the best way. And doing it with your thumb is nothing. If you take your whole thing, you just go. Yeah, you go.
And it like destroyed the thumbstick on all of the controllers that anybody.
Well, I mean, the N64 controller was a nightmare anyway, but that's the whole nother.
It was
whole nother segment.
That's really all I have to say about it. I'm kind of excited because I have a nostalgic place in my heart for Mario Party. I haven't decided if I'm going to pay full price for a game like this.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, pretty much. We got some quick announcements for Nintendo. Quickly for Nintendo, we got Metroid Prime 4 is in the works.
That's funny.
That's funny.
I still don't believe it's actually going to come out.
I think it's
like we're still like 3-4 years out easily.
You know what's going to happen with this? It's going to get the Breath of the Wild treatment where it comes out for Switch, but it runs like ass, and it's going to come out on the next gen console,
Pro or whatever the next gen console is. Yeah.
So it's in the works. That's all they said. They just said, "Hey, we don't forget about it."
Speaking of things that come out on older consoles, Skyward Sword Remaster.
So the one good thing about that, if you stuck around this long,
I've been waiting this whole time.
If you stuck around this long, solely waiting for that, congrats. You're not going to be impressed. No motion controls.
True.
That's the one good thing about the Skyward Sword Remaster is that you're no longer bound to using their stupid, awful motion controls. Nobody wanted those on games like this, by the way. Like, people wanted motion controls for bowling and tennis. People did not want motion controls for The Legend of Zelda.
But Zelda and Loft Amiibo.
Like,
it's not actually, that's eBay. Okay, what is it actually? Like, so let's talk about the fact that fast travel is locked behind an Amiibo. And the game itself costs what, $40, $50?
Oh no! Okay, so maybe American. It's going to be $79 Canadian.
Oh, then it's $60. Sorry, the game's $60.
It's gonna be a full price game. And then fast travel's locked behind. Let's call it DLC. Let's call it what it is. It's locked behind DLC.
Fast travel is DLC.
It's a DLC that comes with an Amiibo. That's just terrible. Like I said, the only good thing about it is if you've never played Skyward Sword, which I haven't, but I'm not going to because I've seen playthroughs. I
No,
don't need to
don't play.
experience it.
You could probably, probably shouldn't endorse this, but you can find it on an emulator cartridge
You know what?
disc.
It's not that good. Just go watch someone else play it. It's got a good.
That also worked. I kind of enjoyed the game. It was kind of monotonous. That was my biggest issue, is it felt pretty monotonous. I
Like-
thought it wasn't, like, the dungeons and the bosses weren't bad. It just,
You know what? You
it's
could
definitely
play.
not worth $60 for a slightly crisper looking game where
You know
you
what
can
you
also
could do?
spend another, what, 40 or something. I don't even know how much the amiibos are. Probably less than that.
You know what you
But-
could do instead? You could just go play a better game like Wind Waker.
And Wind Waker was better. I'll agree with you there.
Like, play a different game. Just go play a good Zelda game. Skyward Sword only has meaning if you're talking about the Hyrule Historia, and outside of that,
And then
that
you can
game-
just read that.
you can just watch someone play it. The game itself, in my opinion, doesn't stand on its own. I think it has crucial bits of story and
Well,
lore.
I mean, yeah, it's a disc.
it's a crazy.
You ever try and stand a disc up?
Yes, I yes I
It just
have.
doesn't really work. You got to use other things.
Speaking of remasters and re-releases, the section that pisses me off the most, games I gotta buy again. So Skyward Sword is one of them. Life is Strange, September 10th.
Never played that.
Fatal Frame, Maiden of the Blackwaters, coming
Never
out
played that
sometime this
either.
year. Advanced Wars 1 and 2 coming
Okay,
out
I'll
December
stop you
3rd.
there. Advanced Wars 1 and 2 actually looks really cool, and I like Advanced Wars 1 and 2, and I'm happy to have it on a portable Switch console. I enjoy the fact that that's being released because those were two of the best Advanced Wars games. I'm happy it's coming to Switch.
It's the concept of me buying the same game again.
I'll buy it again.
Just give me a new one.
I will gladly buy Advanced Wars. No.
Just give me a.
This is two games. They could re-release two games, or you can just play one game. That might not be as good as the first.
So
and
the
second.
two games are coming out on one cartridge, and they're charging a full game price.
Sure.
They're gonna charge 60,
It looks great.
60 American, 79 Canadian for a game
It-
that
Advanced
arguably
Wars.
I have
One
to
and
buy
two.
again. And Super Monkey Ball Mania, that's like the first three games re-released. There might be a couple
I
of
didn't
new
get
tracks.
much into Super Monkey Bowl. Monkey Bowl? Monkey Ball.
Monkey Bowl, yeah, it's a. That's how much he
That's
plays
the
it.
thing.
But
Monkey Bowling?
I don't know. I just stop re-releasing games.
You're never going to see that happen. You're always going to see
Just-
re-releases because people make money off of them.
Just stop. There's also like Dragons. Was it Danganronpa? Danganronpa the third
Danganronpa
game?
was another one, yeah.
They're being re-released on Switch. There was
So
What
okay,
else?
the reason they shouldn't be charging as much as they do, but the reason they're re-releasing it because like some of these games like Danganronpa, I don't think have ever had a mobile version.
But like, here's the thing. Like, I'm okay with paying like $20 for
Sure,
Danganronpa.
for a re-release and get the mobileness of it, the mobility.
My problem is all their re-releases are full price, AAA game price, and they're
It's
not.
Nintendo.
They're not
They think they
getting.
can get away with it, and
they're
they will
not-
get away with it.
I mean, maybe, but they're not getting the re-release treatment that they should. Like, they should be polished. They should look nicer. They should improve. And then charge me $70. And it's like, hey, we gave you a nice UI. And it's like, okay. But, like, do something.
Okay, it's true.
Like,
But
go ahead.
I think I don't know.
Like,
I'll probably buy Advanced Wars.
it's what they did with that stupid Mario collection. We're like, literally,
That was dumb.
Mario 64 looks better on like the PC
Well,
port that someone did. And
They
cleaned
pretty
up.
much just they pretty much just took the emulator of N64,
Yeah.
and
upscaled
cleaned it up a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
It was, but like that's how I feel when I see these things.
Also,
They're like, "Oh,
where's
it's
the Super Mario
remastered."
Galaxy 2 love?
Super Mario
No
Galaxy
Super
2.
Mario Galaxy 2 love. No love there. No
Oh, yeah,
re-release of that.
No. Are they re-releasing that?
I don't think they are. That one was for the Wii. Was that one for the Wii U, or was that still for the Wii?
I don't know. I don't remember. But
If it was the Wii U, then like almost no one played it because who do you know that really owned a Wii U?
I had one.
I mean, I did too, but not a lot of people owned. You know what? That not a lot of people did that.
Most people knew better.
It was a Wii and Wii U. Okay, sure.
So it came out for Wii and they re-released it for Wii U. So now, So that's all my gripes about re-releasing. I don't know anything about this game, which is why it's in the side notes. Shin Megami Tensei 5.
I never played any of the originals. It's a really good. I think it's considered a really good JRPG.
This one's like post-apocalyptic Tokyo.
Yeah.
I never played them. I don't know anything about it. November 2021. That's what I know.
A lot of people talk about Nocturne, which I think was 3. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know. I don't know anything about them, but it's coming out.
It's a video game that's coming out.
I'm gonna skip over the next one.
Folks. Okay, you can get out of here.
Well, no, we're gonna do it last because I think it's a good one to end on.
Okay. I thought you were just gonna skip it because you don't like it.
No, I'm gonna skip it because I think that's a good place to end. What I have for the ending is kind of a crappy ending, so we'll save that one for the end. There's a Zelda Game & Watch.
Okay.
But like,
I didn't actually look at this one at all. What is this? Why does it exist?
It's a piece of garbage is what it is.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why, because it's also a clock.
Okay, cool. I need a handheld clock.
Let me find the video of the Zelda Game & Watch. So it's got Zelda and Link's Adventure. I think that's all it has.
Guess the question is
look at the
why?
clock. Look at the clock is in your play space.
Enjoy a classic Legend of Zelda experience.
They show
palm of your hand.
They show a little bit somewhere where the time's changing while you're playing, and it changes the shit under you.
That makes
it's really weird.
Oh, and Link's Awakening. I wonder if it's using a version where I can up a clip in Zelda 1.
Oh, it definitely is. Definitely.
Let's go.
Starring Link as the playable character.
I'm totally already have like 5 of these on pre-order.
Okay, so here we go.
Terrible.
I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. Look at this. Look at what they did. Look. Oh!
It's actually changing the map?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
But I don't think it's actually changing the map. Like, I think you can still step there even though it looks like a hole.
That's so you can set timers to make sure you're only playing for a certain amount of time.
November 12th is when that comes out.
Can I mod it so I can put speedrun splits in the middle of my screen so it's even more obnoxious?
I feel like that's just more effort than it's worth.
A lot of things are more effort than they're worth.
Oh.
But we do them all the time.
I mean, I think, okay, how much is this going to cost? I feel like they're also charging way too much for these, but I don't remember.
78 Canadian.
$69.99 for the Mario one.
Nice.
That's stupid. Like, no, that's a AAA game.
That's how you know that there was someone in the meeting for the pricing. They were like, what should we price it? Why don't we price it 69, dude? And that was it. That was exactly what took place in that meeting.
And like, there was one dude, he's like, 69, and like, no, they'll know.
No,
They'll know.
69.99, and then everyone else in the room was like, nice.
Yeah, because
that ended it.
9's just an upside down 6, so it's still kind of like 69, but only Wayne.
Nice.
The second last thing we got, Kazuya.
It's a Tekken character. There's a Tekken character in Smash because Smash now has every game ever created.
Because why not?
As a character.
I honestly don't give a shit. Like, I
agree. I don't play Smash like at all ever.
I really enjoy Smash, but like I'm not hyped over these anymore. Like they use
I mean they're like single character DLCs for a game that has every character ever in it already, and then they're adding more.
Like for me, like what I thought was their last. Okay, I shouldn't say their last. I don't remember what order they came in, but the last really good reveal I remember was King K. Rool. I think that reveal was just
that was a cool thing.
That was amazing. The reveal they did, the video they had, it was funny. It was so good. And like, I don't know, I was kind of hype over that. But like then like they did shit like Minecraft Steve.
Hey.
Like
he's a legend.
Let's be real. Who was like gotta put Minecraft. Like, even people
when
who
they
play
went through their ultimate roster and were like, you know what? Let's just add things from other. Let's just add random things at this point.
let's just make
We've
bad
already added
decisions.
everything.
We've said it's going to be the last one. Let's just keep going till we drive it into the ground, and it's just not going to happen. People are still going to buy them, but I bet they're just waiting till they finally flop a DLC. And maybe that's a bit harsh. Tekken's like a good game or whatever, but like,
yeah, I mean,
why don't
they already have Ryu, so
you know what?
Now they're from Street Fighter, so now we got Tekken.
But like, I'd rather have Baby Yoda. Like,
sure, or the Mandalorian. Let's bring guns into it.
Like,
they have Snake. Snake can use guns, or should be able to use guns. I think he has a move that can use guns.
You know, like go do what Soul Calibur did and get like Darth Vader or something. Like, don't hype.
Yoda was a pain in the ass to play against.
I know, or like Spawn, or like, you know, get the Witcher in there. Like,
Witcher wasn't really. I never really got good with the Witcher.
But like, don't give me a
I
Tekken
enjoyed the
character.
game. It's one of my favorite games of all time, but the character just wasn't good in Soul Calibur 6.
Don't give me Minecraft Steve. Like, get me a real character. Like, give me something.
Did you have a Soul Calibur 6 main?
No.
Or Soul Calibur main, I guess.
So like,
just
I played a metric shit ton of Soul Calibur 2. Like, just an unhealthy
you had to have a main
amount.
then. You had to have a main.
Yeah, it was Keelik.
Okay.
Just an unhealthy amount of that game. And then I didn't like that they did away with the dungeon crawling, and then I didn't really play it.
That was so much fun.
That was like the best part. And then what's the current one? I own the current one.
6.
I want to get back into it because I really enjoy playing that style of game. But like, the last time I really played a lot was like the last one that came out for Xbox 360. I think it might have been 5 or 4. And
that was one with Yoda, right?
No, it was the one after that. The one after Yoda.
Well, 5, yeah, I don't think I ever actually played 5.
And it was the one where like they had like this dude who was like the Maleficence. And he was like, he didn't like anyone who was like infected with the nightmare stuff. And anyway, the reason I bring this up is
I was a Talon main that used to switch to Nightmare when someone thought they were going to try and counter my speediness.
But the last time I really played Soul Calibur, I was in university, and we decided that we were going to make Soul Calibur into a drinking game.
Nice.
And what we said was, if you win, you know, the loser has to take a shot, and if you tie, you both have to take 4 shots. To this point in my life, I had never seen a draw in Soul Calibur before.
How many draws did you have?
2.
Nice. 8 shots. Let's go.
But like, I had never seen a draw, and I was like, well, like, we should make it in case like this is the first time it ever happens. And
2. The draws are so rare in those games.
I know, and I didn't even know it was possible. And that's the last time I really played Soul Calibur until I bought 6. And
because you blacked out. No, I get it. I understand.
It was a rough night. It was. I won't go into details, but it was a rough
don't.
night.
You don't have to, but yeah, I don't want to make you relive that night. That sounds like it got pretty bad.
Oh
at
yeah.
some
So
point.
the chat just reminded me it was Ezio that was the main, like the special character.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Ezio Editore.
That's great.
So we got one more announcement. Breath of the Wild 2. 2022 question mark?
We'll see when it comes out. I feel like 2022 is a hopeful date. I'm really thinking, like, they showed gameplay for the first time.
I think
like little bits of it.
I think they're targeting 2022 at this point, but I don't think they've committed to 2022.
They're probably targeting 2022. It looks like it's going to be more Breath of the Wild. Maybe some new powers.
Yeah.
There's feigned theories that you might see a hook shot in this one just because Link did have like an arm upgrade. So it's possible you'll see some more traditional items. I doubt you're going to see more traditional dungeons, which I know is people's main gripe with Breath of the Wild. And sadly, I'm going to make a prediction that they are not going to change the weapon durability.
So fix it. Like, I don't care.
I like Breath of the Wild. Like, I know Rufus is kind of the opposite of me on this one. I really like Breath of the Wild. I think it was a great game. But durability is really my main issue with it.
I'd be a lot less upset if they'd let me repair things.
Yeah.
But like it, hey, I got a good weapon. Oh, it's broken. Now I got to use my master sword that's not charged because cooldowns.
Hey, I mean, yeah. I mean, they either were going to let you use the Master Sword once you get it forever, or they were going to do, like, it has a cooldown, because you can't break the Master Sword.
No.
That's not allowed.
But, like, I don't
Except
know.
you can, because it happens in video games.
Like, it would have even been better with, like, if the Master Sword, they kind of took, like, the Monster Hunter approach, and you had to, like, use a whetstone on the Master Sword. Like, even that would have been okay. Like,
They could have also made it so you have to repair things instead of having them destroyed. But they wanted you to, I mean, the whole point for one was experiment, but I felt like the longer you got in the game, the more it was like, oh, well, I guess I just found this really cool weapon in this shrine. I don't want to use it though, because it's going to be broken in like 2 hits. And you end up having a backpack full of cool weapons because you're never going to use them.
well, yeah, because you're too afraid to use them.
You just go back to the Master Sword, and then when that's depleted, you use some like 40 damage sword that's not that great.
So I think that pretty much brings us to the end of our time. I think.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
We've been live for an hour and 40 minutes. I think that's
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about E3 or otherwise?
No, I mean, I feel like the first couple of days, so the first day of E3 was good. The second day was just like, why did it exist? And then the third day was Nintendo. And that was great. Like, going into today, I thought it was going to be just kind of like, why exist after the first day? But Nintendo brought it around.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They really did.
Yeah.
I'm going to put up our nice little ending screen there. Make sure that you... I'm not usually the guy who does this, but because this is a
Hit
brand...
that follow.
Yeah,
like, subscribe.
Yeah, do all
subscribe.
that stuff.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I don't usually do that, but this is like, we just barely created this channel, okay? We don't have friends yet, so be our friend. Like, be cool dudes.
Thanks.
And
be cool.
Be cool dudes. I'm gonna get some music going on here. You know, why not? Stuff happens, people. You know,
stuff happens in people.
But
yeah, we'll be doing this on Mondays normally. But
Mondays,
you know, we wouldn't have gotten that Nintendo news if we'd done that on Monday. So
exactly,
gotta get the Nintendo.
We wanted to do that, but
in next week it sounds like we're doing pre-orders, and we're going to be doing for our D&D section, which we haven't done yet, which we'll normally be doing because dungeons and downloads. We're going to be doing encounter building, going over why challenge rating sucks.
Yeah, challenge rating.
And other things, of course, but that's what I'm focusing on next week.
We're going to go over building an encounter, more or less, and talking about challenge rating and the challenges that come with building an encounter, because a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, because we are, I mean, not everyone might know, we are 2 DMs. Like, we both DM campaigns and play in each other's campaigns, actually. We both DM and play. So we have some knowledge. And
sure do.
That's pretty much, yeah.
If you're watching this after the fact, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, because you're not watching Twitch VOD because they're not enabled.
To like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, tell us what your favorite E3 moment was in the comments down below. What was your favorite E3 moment? Oh my God, we didn't talk about Verizon.
Good.
Oh no.
No one wants to talk about Verizon.
Oh my God, I wanted to dunk. It was
bad.
I wanted to dunk on them so bad.
Okay, you got to do one sentence. You have one sentence to dunk on Verizon.
Okay, here, I'm going to sum up their entire presentation in one sentence. 5G reduces lag, use our network. That was their whole, and they had a really cringy football player come up who's clearly like, the reason it was cringy was because he seemed impressed by the internet.
Yeah, no, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For real though, go check out their panel. I can't even describe how terrible it was.
I didn't even watch it. I didn't even want to watch it. Rufus told me how bad it was, and I was like, why? I didn't even know why they were there in the first place. My theory is that Sony wasn't there, so they had to try and fill some time.
That could be. It was pretty bad though. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching. We had a lot of fun doing this. We're going to continue to do this.
Favorite E3 moment was Metroid. Well, what was yours, Rufus? Before we actually favorite E3.
My favorite E3 moment. I think.
Just say it. I know you want to say it. I know you want to say Intellivision.
It was.
Just say
it really was. The reason it was my favorite was because I was just like, I was so blown away. I didn't check the schedule that day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was working, but I had it on a different laptop and I could only hear the audio. And they were like, Intellivision. And I was like, whoa, what the hell? Like, I was just so caught off guard by it.
Yeah.
And I think that excitement, that was like, and maybe that's why I was so hyped to talk about it tonight. That excitement I did not feel for the rest of E3. It just caught me so off guard and so by surprise.
Yeah, you were like, oh my god.
Like I said,
hey, at least someone has it as their best of show, and you made someone's day in Intellivision somewhere. Even if they didn't hear you say that, in their hearts they felt that someone thought to themselves, this is the best of show.
It just took me so much by surprise.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was like in Microsoft Teams talking to people at work. I was like, oh my god, Intellivision's releasing a console, and they're like, what? Like, they were just as surprised.
My response was, why?
You're asking the real questions, okay? I'm asking questions with my heart. You're asking questions as a strategic business partner.
Why are we doing this? The answer is no one knows.
But thank you guys for coming out. We're going to end it here. We'll be back on Monday at 7:30 Eastern, 8:30 Atlantic time.
Yeah. And something or other Pacific time.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye.